All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of NSDC podcast with me and my co-host Doom. And as always, one of our special guests is Sergio, MonsterInTheIronMask. Another special guest is Victor, Marvelous Pax. And lastly, Johnny Bravo, 808. How's everybody doing?
How's it going, guys?
Yeah, man. And, they're part of the crew, man. This is just the crew. Shout out to Retro, that MM crew. He knows what's up.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Retro. Yeah, I heard we won People's Choice. I'm not sure. I heard a couple people vote. Our name got thrown out there in the bag. So, if that's the case, Retro, I expect our, individual, little statues for the People's Choice. Of course, man. No, listen, I'll definitely say MentalCon was special, man. I mean, listen, we talked about it backstage a little bit, but 2 years in the making of us being in the hobby, and I don't think anyone's ever pulled something like that off,
Yeah, that was sick.
So, Retro made it happen, man, and I'm excited for for next year, and obviously it's going to a good cause, and
shout out to Retro. Shout out to
major shout out to Retro,
right?
True Blue.
Yeah, for
sure, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to to Melfi and the Valor too, because they were behind the scenes, helping out as well. So
shout out to Valor.
Yeah, man, shout out to these guys, man. For sure. But it was interesting, man. It was fun. I had a good time.
Yeah, I had a blast. It's really fun.
It was fun. I mean, we'll start there, like just recapping the Mental Con. We started. I jumped in right after Vic. Vic was the first one to jump in, which was like midnight my time. I'm guessing 1 a.m. Eastern. A lot of guys in there. Swami was doing his show with 3 cards to choose from. That was pretty cool. And yeah, man, it was fun. There's people. We were in talking to people we don't really, I've never talked to them before. Like I've seen them on videos. I've seen, those guys on the round table, when they do it. Shout out to True Blue and them. And it was cool. Manu was there. Him and Lucid going a little back and forth,
Hey, I went back and forth a couple rounds with Manu too. I love that, bro.
Of course.
We do our thing.
Yeah, that's fun. I don't get a lot of chance to talk to him in private. He'll respond if you ever send him a message. But in general, it's always just to chat it up live. You know what I mean? I hate to. Everybody that knows me knows I hate typing up essays, and I rather talk to you face to face.
For sure.
It's more fun. It's more nothing gets lost in text as far as like emotions or how you meant certain things. Sometimes it could be taken in a different way via text.
Yeah,
bro, I need to have a coffee and a card fucking show with you, just one-on-one elusive, but that'll be for another time. I really want to shout out also, Retro TBC for what they organized. It was very special. Melfi was there. Shout out to him. He pulled a Spider-Gwen from Spider-Man Metal. We all know that's Sergio's favorite set. So congrats. We know Sergio, bro. He fucking peer pressured him to open that box. I watched the replay, and it paid off.
Yeah, something like Sergio would try to do.
100%.
Bro, it was fun. It was a good time.
You gotta pay to play, boys. That's just what it is, And obviously, he already paid for the case, so fuck it, you might as well crack it, dude. Hey, he hit that Gwen. Come on, man. Congrats, man. Congrats.
Wow, that was sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was ripping some of the Spider-Man boxes, and I think he had like one box that was like missing. Should have been like a numbered card, but I guess it didn't come through. So he should be getting a replacement box. The thing is, man, like and we know this because a lot of us were around for like the X-Men Metal. The print run is higher for the Spider-Man, so your back odds are actually pretty weak. Like they're pretty bad. So.
Yeah,
it was fun. I'll say this: I'm excited to see what True Blue and Retro are able to. Well, they're definitely going to level up. I know they're both people that are going to learn from the process. And Retro reached out to me already on things he wants to change that he felt like didn't go as planned. And the bad thing too, man, and it wasn't the best luck as well that he happened to have a migraine all day. And for anybody that's never had a damn migraine, it's to me it was impressive that he was able to stay up for that long and at least still keep being part of the conversation as much as he could. You know.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, whatever feelings Retro must be going through for the first time, you know, like a big event. He has all these artists, like, you know, he wants to make sure that, you know, it's worth their while, right? So I'm sure he was like, you know, sick to his stomach, but I mean, Retro, dude, you killed it. You know, True Blue and everyone behind the scenes, man, you guys killed it. And I'm excited for next year, man. Like, let's do it again. You know, like it's something that you know, collectively we can come together as a hobby. Because again, like, you know, we talked about on that stream. A lot of us are here, but doesn't mean a lot of us, you know, have communication. There's certain people and certain conversations that are had. But you guys got to pay for the Patreon for that one. We'll talk about that later.
We're doing Patreon now. Damn, that's cool.
All the cool kids are doing it, man. We want people's choice. Like, what are we doing? You know?
Wow.
Who are the cool kids?
Wow. Yeah, that Freddie interview was dope. Like,
that was incredible. That was incredible to see that moment in the hobby, the amount of money raised. But it was also pretty cool to, like, even though like people overlapped on each other's time slots, I didn't really mind because I knew I was gonna just slip in whenever. We're the late night crew. We all chill late anyway, right? So for me, it worked out. And also jumping on with some of these guys I don't usually talk to as much was kind of cool because, yeah, like, you know, at least they can, you know, ask me or talk to me about whatever was on their minds. And, you know, Manu wanted to go and tackle some big topics. I could tell he really wanted to, but, you know, I feel like we didn't get as much time. The only thing I would change is I would have more spots, like maybe 3 or 4 hours, so I could really be able to chop it up more and get to know some of these other people that we don't usually chill with.
Right.
Yeah. We gotta do it, you know, mental con weekend. That's what it sounds like.
Oh, 48 hours? Wow. Let them get sleep, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, yeah, they would need a lot more work.
If you guys end up doing 48 hours, I'll say this because we were just talking about this backstage as well. We all felt like we were just getting started. So if you guys want to do that, then you can put us down for 6 hours for the crew.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
There you go, man.
Right, Sergio?
Yeah, I'm down. Right? I mean, you know, I don't sleep much anyway, so you know.
There you go, dude.
Yeah.
I'm down for the late night, man. No, and again, like it's for a good cause, man. And you know, a lot of people showed off a lot of cool stuff. You know, a lot of people bought a lot of cool stuff. And again, like, listen, I haven't seen anyone else do something big like that. You know, so Retro, hats off to you, man. You know, you killed it. Nothing to worry about, man. You know, and let's do it again next year, man, and see where it keeps taking the hobby. You know, because obviously, like, you know, 20K is not anything light. You know what I mean? So
yeah, that was huge,
especially for how small our hobby is still, you know, or the community at least. And it was, if you think about it, it was mainly the IG community. You know.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's
a lot of those names were familiar for sure. And there's a lot of people that we didn't get to interact with, but you know, I wish we were on there on their time slot too. Swami being one of those. No, that would have been cool to be in there for his game show. I feel like Elusive definitely has a lot of opinions when you start comparing cards, so that would be fun to hear. And Manu wanted to get into some market discussions too. You know, that's his bag right there.
Hey, well, we need to have him on the show. So Manu, we're gonna definitely reach out to your people.
Sure.
We'll DM you, man. See if we get
Swami too. You know, reach out, man. Definitely want to have anybody.
So,
else,
Swami,
you know?
That's right, man.
You know, everybody else.
I don't know, man. Swami don't even follow me, so I'm just gonna call him out. Swami, what's going on?
What'd you do to him, dog? He follows me. I don't know what you're saying.
I don't know, bro. He knows all about my pickups and everything, but he don't follow me. Crazy.
Wow. Yo, we just came off of like Unity. You already throw shots.
Oh, damn, that's right. Oh, my bad, Swami. We're all good. No, we're still good, man. But yeah, many times.
Hey, shout out. I just got a card off him, so shout out to him, man.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You just practiced that earlier. What were you gonna say, Vic?
Oh, yeah, bro.
Shout out since we're talking about Swami. Go ahead, Vic. Go ahead.
Prices. Yeah, man. Shout out for the good prices, Swami. I appreciate it with the graded 9 BGS Rogue, bro. Keep selling them cheap like that, bro. Like you got to get that masterpiece's money up. I feel you.
That's crazy. I didn't see that card before.
Shout out to Swami with the trunks, BGS 9. You know,
Oh
I'm
wow.
not a BGS fan. Yeah, I might have to crack this and send PSA. No offense, Swami.
Oh, Swami, don't sell them any BGS 9s anymore. Hit me
This is
up.
how I
Bro.
roll,
See,
man.
that's what happens. That's what happens, bro. That's wild. Well, what I want to talk about as well, man, real quick, we're on the subject, and Johnny gave me his take earlier, which makes sense. But one of the things that I've noticed, like during this market in general, is like what we're picking up, what we're going after, and we all happen to coincidentally pick up those Jim Lee Doom PSA 9 comic images. And I looked up the pop, which is what I posted today. I posted it's a pop 3, and again, coincidentally, it's us two that own the other two. Why do you guys think in general, though, if you go across a lot of those cards, they're like low pop? Why is that? Let's start with, I'll take Doom, because I know Johnny, you gave me your take already, and we'll definitely hear it
Why
again.
are these
But,
low pop?
yeah, why are those low pop compared to?
It's just the quality. I don't know. We've had similar discussions before. Just they come in those cello packs. There's a lot of like that black ink that kind of fades in when they cut them. The quality control on that is tough. They're like paper thin too. Some of these sets, so, and the centering is difficult, man, on those. So you don't see a lot of them. You rarely see any boxes too. Like
the one that I have is pretty centered, but it's the ink. It's like throwing it off. You probably won't be able to see it like too well. Relatively pretty centered. It's just the
ink on all of them.
Ink on the bottom. Yeah.
I haven't seen one without it.
I haven't seen one without either. Yeah, that and the funny part, that wasn't even like planned. You know what I mean? Like one popped up.
Yeah.
We talked about it like a while back. It finally popped up. Doom bought one. I didn't throw a bid on that one.
I think we were all looking at that one, but we never pulled the trigger. And then Doom was the first one to pull the trigger on it. Then Sergio contacted the second guy that had one up and figured something out. And for me, just another one happened to pop up.
You know what it was? It was what people wanted for him. You know what I mean? They're wanting like too much. Just my opinion, too much for the card. So I passed on it when it was. I think there was one for like what 200 Doom before the one for like 100.
There was one at 400.
Yeah, the one at 299.
Started.
Yeah. The guy at 400 never sold it.
And then the guy put it at, I believe, 99. I bought it. Shout out to him. He's a Doom collector too. I know that was part of his.
That was part of his PC.
Yeah. And then two other guys posted some after that.
Yeah.
Which I guess there's only 3 9s, right? So
yeah. Unless they're like super like fresh grades,
Yeah.
It's like super fresh grades. But that was a pretty cool. That was a pretty cool incident that just happened to have. Three.
Yeah, a lot of coincidences. And this is the first one with Sergio 1 and 2, but like even the other coincidence with my Diamond Rainbow, that's another wild coincidence that's always had with cards that come from either from Doom or from the Emerald came from Arthur. Shout out to Collection Kings. Yo, he needs to hop on soon too, man. I think he gets home next month. So
does he?
Shout out to you, Arthur. Yeah.
Shout out to Arthur. We definitely need to have him on. Yeah, those.
But yeah, it was just an observation. I don't even know what those box prices are. I've never cracked one of those boxes, but I don't think they're cheap.
You just don't see them pop up often, and usually they're like super high price. So that's why I stayed away for a while. But once it got to that price point that I'm willing to pay, then we definitely all got them.
I feel like that was the top of what 9 should really go for. I know 9s are special; they're definitely premium.
Yeah,
but they're not a 10, and they're as much as 10s are super rare, and that's it. They do exist. I think Manu showed a 10 from one of those comic images set with the Venom on top of the Spider-Man, and that's like a pop 1. So again, that makes sense to pay $300 for around the range they wanted for the 9 when it's a pop 1 and it's a 10. But if it's a 9, as rare as they are, it's a 9. It's premium, but that doesn't mean we're gonna pay for half your box.
Yeah,
right.
And there's a lot of those cards that are dope that I just haven't seen graded. Period. So we still waiting.
Yeah.
For that.
Yeah. Still in its infancy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's
how do you guys feel about the new
really cool stuff. I gotta see more, man. Some of the inserts look like pretty decent, but I'm sure that there's stuff that we're not seeing. So. I want to see the good stuff.
Yeah. So today they released was the sell sheet and a little bit more info. on. Well, actually, I think it was over the weekend. Either over the weekend today. I don't really remember, but my first time seeing it today, and they broke down a little bit more information about it. The box hits being Canvas Gallery, Battle Spectrum, Holofoils, Preliminary Arts. Case hits being autographed parallel cards, the Mirage, the Metallurgies, the Ambers, and the cool thing that I guess, we've never, at least me, I've never been part of a modern masterpiece set release. So this is kind of like a new experience, right? They're going to have uncut sheet redemptions. Pretty cool. They're going to have original painting redemption, preliminary art pieces, and sketch covers as redemptions.
That's pretty cool.
That's sick. Not a lot of information over sketch cards for all sketch collectors out there. They definitely mentioned Red Spectrum one-on-ones on base sets. I don't know if the other inserts have one-on-ones. It's still not, hasn't been, the wording on that hasn't been specific. And, we've seen, a couple cards. To me, one of my favorites is just the Jubilee. Alfred seeing the Jubilee card really is amazing to me. And we've had different opinions. I feel like a lot of people were really excited, about the artwork. And some people have, their reservations. It's still too early, but that's kind of what I want to address it with you guys. What do you guys feel about it? Like for me, I'll start it off. It reminds me of the Hildebrandt stuff. It's like a very bright, it's a lot of colors, a lot of portraits, and I love portraits. The highlight for me is that Captain America tribute piece. I think is one of the best I've seen.
Yeah.
So what do y'all think about that?
John, you go first, man.
You go first, John.
I agree with Sergio. Like I want to see a little more, but from what I see some good and I see some okay. But like the big thing for me is I want to see what the Wolverine looks like. And but like Doom said, there's that cap piece where I think it's the holofoil where it's like I think he's saluting and the little boy's saluting him back. Like that's a tight piece.
That was cool.
And then there's a Magneto portrait that's pretty tight too. So there is some stuff to be excited, but I do want to see a little more of it. And they kind of held back from showing some of the bigger characters. So I think it's interesting.
Early.
It's keeping it's just they're keeping it interesting.
Yeah.
What about you, Sergio?
I mean, listen. As far as like for me, like I'm pretty selective in who I collect. So until I see something that involves the 4 or 5 people that I pick up, I'm really not like looking too into it. But it's not. I mean, it's not bad. You know what I mean? Just chilling.
He's gonna pick up all the dominoes.
Yeah, the domino card is dope. Sorry,
it's a problem.
You're gonna
bring
on TBC, bro. TBC.
I might have the rainbow. I might have the rainbow that domino.
I've seen this happen before with Sergio. If he likes a character, he'll get the best ones before you can, and then you're like, you need this card? Oh, all right. Well, let's talk.
Oh,
bro,
that's crazy. Wow,
bro, we've seen this chapter repeat over and over. So Nathan, I'm giving you warning. It's coming. The wave of Sergio's coming, and his wrath won't stop until he has all the dominoes you want.
And you're safe with us. Me and Johnny don't collect dominoes, so you're safe with us.
When True Blue tries to pick up like that 1 of 5, like that's what I'm going for first.
Wow,
100%.
Yo, that's crazy.
No, I'm kidding. No, I won't be. I'll be honest, man. Like, and I think we've spoken about it like a little lightly on SuperCon. Like, I have the cards that I like, and I got my eyes on like other things It's
I'm
just
in
it
the
just makes
line,
more sense. You know what I mean?
bro. I'm in the line at In and Out, and I'm just thinking about this double right now that I'm gonna just destroy, and it's amazing because this art that I've been looking at, it's just a tease. It's like you only got to
Yeah.
have one bite of the double. You know what I mean? Like you only got to see one little bit of the bigger picture of this set. So me judging it off what I've just seen and the sample pics, nah, man, I'm not that into it yet. But when I see other characters that I really love, my mind can change quickly. And obviously, I hope base cards are numbered. So I'm really hoping for that
They
factor
are.
too. Base cards being
They
numbered is important to me, even if it's out of like 2,999. I still want the numbering, for the
yeah.
tiers. The tiers
Right.
is fun. I like tiers. But
They
anyway, yeah, that's
confirmed
my
that today. They
yeah, dude.
confirmed that
It's
all base cards are gonna be numbered. They are gonna be in 4 tiers, I believe so. At least the tiered
hell
system.
yeah. That's
And
good news.
other confirmations. I'm trying to look. We know there's 135 paintings done. The artist himself. Shout out to Justin. He did an interview with them. He did. He mentioned Fantastic Four, so you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'll say
Stop
this,
it. Stop
man. In regards to my take on the set, I haven't seen too much of it, but here's how I see it, and I think I touched a little bit on this when I did a video recently with Fausto on my Gambit collection. And he asked me a question about like how do I go for certain characters, and I always say it's not the characters, more the artwork for that character.
Right.
And I'm already just focused on the missing pieces I have from like the prior sets. That's where my sole focus is at. So for me to like see like go squirrel, it has to be like a really nice looking squirrel, right? To where something that
Fits your
catches my
collection.
eye
Yeah.
and then fits my collection. And if it doesn't fit my collection or it doesn't make me turn around and look at it twice, I'm not going to pursue
Not
that
for you.
personally.
Yeah. At
And
that
from
point,
what I've seen so far, nothing has blown my hair back.
Right. And we've heard other people talk
I'm
about
with
that.
you. Yeah.
I know. Shout out to Brian and shout out to Keith Ronis. They give some criticism over it, the artwork, and I didn't really understand what they're trying to say at first. Brian did clarify a little bit, like he wants to see more brushstrokes, like I guess a little bit more raw take, not too polished. But to me, from what I've seen, it's coming after Bianchi and Palumbo, to me, this is like super bright. Like it's the opposite effect of what Bianchi brought with that darkness. Like I really like what I've seen so far. I'm hoping to see, the rest and kind of go from there. And for people who want to see more of that process, like he has a Patreon. I think that aspect of it, the artist himself doing a Patreon, and I signed up for it. I think it was like $10 for the biggest tier. The post, he showed the Thor painting. He showed the video, 10-minute video, which is basically 30 hours condensed in 10 minutes.
Wow.
He showed like thumbnail sketches. He goes by step. It's not like, fluff. Like it's very detailed, very intentional. You can tell this guy is a collector or he's passionate about the cards, and he mentions it throughout the post. Getting to see that even now, because these are gonna be expensive. We all know this set's gonna be stupid, like Hype City, crazy stupid. Having that access to it, at least to enjoy the artwork itself, I hope more artists follow suit and do their own thing, where they could archive their process, come directly from the artist himself. Like to me, that's like the best stuff out there. And
Yeah, it's cool that I mean, man, like it was just kind of a curveball how it came out, though, right? That was my only thing. Like I would have liked maybe like a little bit of notice. Not that I was even getting into it, but like, man, like if a new card is gonna come out, it was just like, hey, like you guys are ripping these fresh boxes, and all of a sudden it's like, boom, like masterpiece time, and like
it's
2
quick,
days.
right? And they're like July, and I'm like, what? Really?
I will say though, you see those slab cards online. I love it. We're trying to recoup some money, make some money. Now's the time to buy, guys. Everybody
A
wants
lot of
man.
people selling, yeah.
buy the old stuff, buy stuff like this that are like, I don't know, pop 3 or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, people are definitely, right now is a good time to go pick up some 2016, 2018. A lot of people selling those. They're trying to get some money for the new product, of course. And I believe today I was on a video with Fausto Alonso and Matt Fuller, and they mentioned something about distributors paying $2.99, which is I think Vic, you saw it. I think he said that was like the highest that distributors paid for a product.
Yes.
So their thing is gonna start $400-500 a box.
That's so scary if it starts off at that kind of a price. I'm used to masterpieces being, like 300 tops, like 250, 300. That's insane, man. And you know what? It's an experience to open. I will say that. Like, you guys that didn't experience 2020, it is incredible to open those packs. You really feel like you're getting a premium special product. But yeah, man, at those prices, it's really open responsibly. I just want to complete a base set, so Comms is going to be my best friend. Yeah, go for it.
And let's not talk about the prices for what it's selling for right now. Because what people were paying for when it came out and what it's paying for now are two different parallels,
Yeah, I mean, eventually the stuff will go down, right, after the hype and everything. But
will it? Will, because masterpieces has only gone up. I've noticed the sealed product has gone up, but the
sealed
cards
is different.
The cards aren't doing. The cards have never been doing very well compared to what sealed is because of the myth of certain one-of-ones that aren't pulled. And that's the thing with these products, man. When people start putting bounties out on Magic the Gathering cards that are associated with Lord of the Rings, and you're seeing bounties, imagine what they do when Dave and Buster says, "Hey, I'm putting a bounty on the Spider-Man card," like in Masterpieces.
All the while sitting at Upper Deck, getting pulled by celebrities and stuff, dude, on TV. Come on, man. If I see that, I lose my mind. Like, if I see some kind of celebrity pull that, like, Lord of the Rings card, like, come on.
Yeah.
But then it's like you look at and do the math because of all these special one-of-ones. It's almost more important to hold sealed product because it's going to age like wine. It's going to age like wine as long as certain one-of-ones aren't pulled.
And look, somebody hit that blue 2015 Spider-Man PMG.
Yeah, that was incredible.
Slow Bro.
Shout out to Slow Bro.
Yeah.
Incredible.
So,
yeah, that's great.
Yeah, and I think, I don't know what the last comp on that, but think about it. When the box sealed goes for more than the blue PMG Spider-Man, one of those has to go up or one of them has to come down.
But even like Masterpiece, we see Bianchi cards going for cheap prices. Like last 3 months, last couple of months, we've seen some low prices. So a lot of product is gonna get open for the new set, and then in a couple months they're gonna go back down.
Doom. A lot of people are gonna hold the seal. They control the product, and if the base cards are numbered, they can do the math, figure out the print run, and they're gonna control the product, bro. Like they always do. This is what happens with these retailers, and this is especially what happens even with big collectors with big money. You heard Alonzo today. Alonzo was on with you, and I'm not. I mean, there's nothing. I'm not hating on anybody. But he was saying it. He was honest and candid, saying how I bought a lot of Magic the Gathering, Lord of the Rings. I'm not opening it. I'm holding it as an investment. And he's holding it sealed because he knows the odds of someone pulling that one-of-one are very low, and that likely the box will just age like wine. He'll make money long-term by having a lot of that sealed product and a lot of the myth of that bounty still being there. The bounty rose, I think, to like almost 3 million or something.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So just, it's like food for thought there. There's a whole play to it and a strategy in cards, and there's a lot of gambling. So that's why I always am like, be careful with FOMO,
Yeah, be careful.
Is that card the bounty for? Is that a one-of-one?
No. Yeah, it's a one-of-one. It's the ring.
Is it?
It's like the ring to rule all rings from Lord of the Rings, and it's Magic the Gathering. So it's like this magic card that's a one-of-one. It's crazy.
Okay. That makes sense. There's a one-of-one, but they mentioned there was like 3,000 copies of.
Yeah, but that was mentioning the other rings. There's multiple rings, but I guess what Victor's saying is that the ring
for that one
3 million now.
Yeah, the one. That's the first time they did something like that, right? For the That's the first time
I think
Magic
so.
the
I don't
Gathering
know.
did
I
that.
have no idea.
It's pretty
didn't know
crazy.
about
The
that
bounty,
first.
or what are we talking about?
The one of
Like
one,
a
one
one of
of one.
one.
But this is Dave
That's a
and
great question. I'm
Adams.
not sure,
But
but
this
I
is
would
Dave
guess
and
so. I
Adams
don't know.
doing the bounty. So remember, this is like Dave and Adams kind of teaming up. And then another collector decided, you know what, I'm going to do a bigger bounty on that card, you know, and raised it. So
Well,
it's like,
they did that with the basketball, the LeBron 3-patch card, where people were giving out bounties for it.
Right.
But think about it like
Yeah.
this real quick. I won't touch too much into that because I'm not big into Lord of the Rings. It was a cool movie, but I wouldn't collect anything from it. I mean,
but it
they're
could
very
apply
similar
to
like
Marvel
a Game
cards.
of Thrones.
It could
Oh yeah,
totally
correct.
Yeah.
And that was my take real quick on that, right? On the bounty. You said it's up to 3 million now? The bounty? Okay, watch this. Have you guys seen the current show, the Golden Auction show? The one of one Lewis Hamilton, first year tops, with an auto on the card, did like 1 to 1.2 allegedly because he signed a check and he didn't disclose the exact amount on the show, but it was over his initial offer, which was 900,000, right? So we could conclude it was at least $1 million and might have been like 1.2. That's where I just don't know how that 3 million number makes sense for anybody to throw that kind of bounty, when I would think that the other play is probably a better play for 1.2.
And it could all be bullshit. Like, people throw bounties and then what? Like, someone gets it, do they get paid? We never know.
Right.
There's
We
no
don't know how that
contract.
goes.
There's
It's
no
like
legal binding.
manipulation to open product. I don't think that the new masterpieces set is not going to be open though. I think we'll have. There's always going to be sealed product, but I don't remember seeing 2020 Palumbo like just being extraordinary amounts of costing that much for like oranges and parallels. Like even the Bianchi said it was open to the max. You think they're really just gonna save all that and not open it? I don't know.
I mean, you can still buy a lot of these singles and graded cards pretty cheap from the set, like purples, oranges, and they're pretty like low numbered. I mean, and the art hits for some of these cards. I think it's interesting because if that happens, it's mainly people going after the biggest of the biggest hits only, and that's the reason that the sealed goes up so much. Yet on the other end, the only things that are valued more than sealed are like these one of one grail hits that you're really not even likely to get from even one case. So, like sketch cards, what are the rarity again, Doom, on sketch cards? Or I mean,
they're guessing it's gonna be like 1 per 2 cases, maybe. Like it's not gonna be a lot. It's not a box hit. I don't even think it's a case hit.
The sketch cards that come out of this thing, I'll be interested in looking at, not to buy, but more or less like as a premium set, right? Like as a masterpiece set, I want to see kind of like what's out there as far as like the art side, because let's be honest, man, like some of these other sets don't have the greatest sketches, you know?
Yeah, and to be clear,
it might be Spider-Man, but it doesn't mean it's a good Spider-Man. Like
to be clear, on the case hits, there's no mention of a sketch card, so it's too early on. We don't know. At least at this point, we don't know. It doesn't say it on there, so who knows, right?
It's gonna be scarce.
Yeah, and like Norin said, that means they need to elevate the art game for the sketch cards that are in the set.
We would hope so, right?
Like, but because we know how Upper Deck pays the artists and blah 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 and everything else
that's
over the years, we can't count on it. You know, like we saw Simone Bianchi pull a sketch card from a box, and he's just like, "What the hell is this?" Shit?
Yeah,
he was just like, "This is I'm gonna do something better for it on you." You know what I mean? Like, crazy. It was gold content, man. It was gold. It was like perfect for an artist of his own set. Open the box and see how disappointing it is when you pull some of these other sketch cards. It's like, this shouldn't be in here. This doesn't this is representing my name poorly. He felt offended.
I believe he said that he didn't even know that other artists were in his set as sketch artists, and that he would have done more sketches if he knew that. So hopefully the communication between artists and sets now is a little bit more communication between them now. But who knows? Upper Deck's doing, their own thing.
Well, we just want to really, yeah, we just really wanted to hop on and give our take on MentalCon and how much we enjoyed it. Go over the new set, touch on it, and other than that, do you guys have any shout outs, guys, for this episode?
Shout out to all the people who donated. Mental
Yeah,
Con. Shout out to all the people who stayed up. But some of the viewers were up the whole time. I tried to check in here and there. It was cool to know that like at some point throughout that next day they're gonna be talking about cards. That was pretty cool for me. All the artists who went there and talked about their process, sketch artists really opening up about how much they get paid, and some of that's unfortunate to listen to because they get paid $4 to $8 per sketch card. That's kind of wild. But it was cool, man. It was cool to see all that and see the community out there.
And I wanted to shout out to the variant section. You guys know he's another fellow Doom collector. So I also wanted to have him on one of the episodes coming up. So everybody knows. Sergio mentioned it to me in Doom that I guess he has a good story to tell. So definitely looking forward to that. So shout out to you, Variant.
For sure.
For sure, man. And I mean, shout out to the hobby, man, for showing out. Really, like it was again, like I said, to me, it was a little impressive for the hobby to show out like that. For one day, 24 hours. So shout out to everybody out there, man.
For sure.
Was that VIP trading cards that bought that original Wolverine art? Did you guys see that happen during the
VP?
I think I think that was him that won it. Yeah.
Shout out to VP.
Incredible.
Sure.
Yeah, that was incredible donation and incredible pickup because that art piece is the original artwork by Fred and Ian, and that Wolverine.
That was
Johnny, I knew you'd know. Johnny,
yeah.
I only know because originally I knew that belonged to Off-White Tim. Yeah, we did a trade a while back, and he showed me that piece as something he had available for trade.
Oh, nice.
So that's the only reason I had seen that piece before, the Freddy and Wolverine.
It's a stunning piece.
And shout out to In and Out for my dinner.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Shout out, Victor.
No. Yep.
Johnny, how about you, man? Any shout outs for you?
I guess you guys covered it, but I'll say it again. Shout out to Retro, True Blue for having us. For you guys for having me. I had a blast, and like Sergio said, also shout out to the hobby as in general because that was a great show out, and I was just I'm happy and proud to be a part of it.
Awesome.
Nice. Well, thanks for joining us again, man. You guys.
Thank you. It's an honor. You too. Take it easy.